Video capture device. Configure video. Here's my zoom. Let's see, there we go. Bam. Greeting, Paladin Michael. Let's see. Sorry, just changing a few things here. Bam. Okay. Two more emails. I gotta go look at it. Oh, and I gotta send out the prizes for whatchamacallit, the fitness merits. Oh yeah, I need to get the raffle up. Well, this will be my last stream of the decade, depending on whether or not you believe it's the end of the decade. If not, we'll just say it's the end of the year. Last stream of the year for sure. Skeggy, greetings. Happy New Year Eve. We're going to celebrate. Actually, I don't even know what's in that time zone. What's 4 hours earlier than here? Time zone -2. Let me see what our time zone is. Hold on. Let's see. So 2 o'clock. So that's the east side of Greenland, apparently. Looks like, and also part of Iceland. So we're going to be selling an Icelandic New Year's Eve. Our neighbor's having a New Year's Eve party that ends at 8 o'clock. Whoa. Yeah, we're 6, and it looks like Iceland is partly in 1 and partly in 2. If I were Iceland, I'd just go ahead and say we're. Oh, well, Iceland looks like it calls itself 0 all over, even though that's totally wrong. Yeah, it looks like nothing is actually 2. Greenland doesn't do it. Even the Eastern Edge, they jump from 0 to, or from 2 to 0, or 3 to 0. Weird. Paladin Michael, I will probably go through tomorrow morning, assuming I can recover from my late night of staying up until 8 o'clock. And probably just go through and hide most of those posts. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to penalize people. Now going forward, I'll give people a warning. And 4 hours to Happy New Year. Liz Kimber, this year will be better for you. I know it will be better for you. It has to be better for you. But yes, so for the post in the Shroud Marketplace stuff, don't worry if you have posts up there that are, real money posts, because again, I'll probably just go hide them. Going forward, I'll probably just make it a policy of, warn people and hide them. And then if someone is a repeat offender or something like that, then we'll probably give them a warning or put them on auto moderation or something. Well, jobs are never that great, so just look for steady. Oh, and there's a chance I say, that we will have a new community manager who will be taking care of some of that type stuff, like the moderation on RMT post. We will see. Let's see. So I didn't really have anything to talk about, but I felt like it was the last day of the year. I should get on and stream for you guys and wish you a happy new year. I'm also about to post a This Is Not the Shroud 2020 post. that is basically saying that I want to give people until Monday so we can talk over some of this stuff. We didn't have a team meeting last week or this week. And then we've had a bunch of people out of town. And between that and Thanksgiving and, oh my God, everybody's been sick. Oh, how sweet. A little mojito with a Christmas hat. But between all that stuff, we just haven't had a ton of time to communicate and get together. So I'm going to hold it until at least Monday. I'm going to see if the team's okay with it. We may end up talking about it on our Tuesday meeting. And if that is the case, then I'll post it probably Tuesday afternoon. I'll do some cleanup on it. So, but anyways, I'm trying to address a lot of different stuff in that, including not just like, here's what we plan on working on, but also like, here's, what I believe are the big problems. And spoilers, the biggest challenge the game has continues to be the challenge to bring in players to the game and building a larger community. I've been doing some ads and some work on that, but it's really just been able to maintain where we're at. So again, looking at things, I believe that increasing the player count through paid ads is kind of expensive. And it's not that I wouldn't spend the money if we had it. It's just, you kind of, one of those catch-22 things. If you got a ton of money, because you got a ton of users, then you can get a ton of users. But if you only have enough to support the team, that's what you do, is you support the team. So, but the thing I've been looking at in terms of the metrics is we have a pretty good sticky rate after all the work we did on our front end, our starting experience. We still lose quite a few people. We're getting like in the 500 to 700 new players a week range. So like basically 100 players a day, new players trying the game a day. Which is not a ton. We get a pretty good sticky rate that's kind of in the like 10 to 20% range. So every day you can expect, you'll see 20, 25 new players. Hey, thank you very much, Serial Kid, for the sub. But what I'm seeing though is, we're getting a fairly good number of players. We're getting 100 new players a week or something like that are actually players that are sticking, more in the 50 to 100 range. But if those guys were actually sticking, we'd be building up a pretty big community faster than we are. But right now we're just kind of standing still. So what I'm looking at though is it's expensive to advertise. I don't think we gain much by continuing work on the new player experience. I think we're kind of, we've hit all the low-hanging fruit stuff, and the other stuff is a massive lift. So what I'm going to be, and basically I'm calling this out on there, is what we have to do is we have to continue to improve the game so that we lose fewer players on the back end, because we're getting some players into the pipe, but of course players are getting to the end and getting exhausted and getting out of the pipe. So again, that's basically the short version of that is ignore all that, and my belief is what we have to do to fix the game is to just make the game better for the middle and end game players. That is through crafting, that is through continuing to get away, file off some of the rough edges on things. That is through improving progress and loot. That is through giving players actual aspirational things. Right now, there's not that many aspirational things. There's not the super high-end challenge type stuff. This is all spoiler stuff, so I'm going to shut up now. But anyways, a lot of it is, some of it's just kind of the star type stuff of we would love to get mounts in. We'll be looking at that in the second half of the year. Obviously, Bards is a Q1 thing that hope to have that done. Map times are probably in the 1 map a release for the first half of the year and 2 maps a release for the second half. There's some other stuff like rolling out the Epic quest line. So this is all spoilers here. Rolling out the Epic quest line will probably start more towards the middle of the year and then roll out, but we'll probably, for that quest in particular, we'll probably leave that so it's only available on QA, and that means that you will be getting every release. We'll be doing copying data over, which I still have not done for this release, and then which basically will give you a free wipe. So if you want to play through the storyline, you can. It's only going to be on QA though, and we'll probably still at that we'll leave some of it kind of hidden and just give a few people open access to it so we can get some testing. Let's see. But anyway, so it's kind of that type of stuff. But again, I'm going to hold that off until Monday time frame. As anybody's watched my updates, my basically the whole last week that I was planning on spending on bards has been spent on build times, which just one thing after another. Half the things are my own fault, because I'm kind of digging into the dark lost arts of build machine making that no one's done in like years and years and years. We've had kind of the same build machine set up for a long time. The other part is just one Unity screw you over after another. Anyways, Happy New Year's. Maps. We need maps. So I'm gonna. My goal is to get a map out. I probably will not get a map out by the end of January. I'm probably gonna be doing what I said I'd do. I do plan on possibly with the help of Ravelox and also with Travis is getting you at least one solid. Basically, I've mentioned it before. I'm going to be getting the Chillblains 2.0, the Challenge Dungeon 2.0, out to you guys. That is what I really believe it should be. And my plan for that is kind of in my usual form. I'm going to try to make it, basically every room as you progress through the thing will be more and more challenging. Sometimes a different type of challenge. And making it so, again, we've got probably started off with 20 rooms with the goal being that no one's going to get past the 10th room, which of course you guys probably get to the 20th room. But then each release, whatever you got to, the next release or in a patch, I'm going to add on some more toughness in there and try to figure out what you guys are doing to beat it. And continue to use that as my find the end game, find the what you guys are capable of. Again, you guys always surprise me in terms of what you're capable of. Raffle is not on yet. Hold on, let me go fix that. Good call. I need to start hanging up some pictures on this wall if I'm going to stare at it like half the streams. I think today's officially the last day of the crown sale and also the last day of the upgrade stuff. We'll see. Star is still out of town. He just posted a reminder of that, though. But anyways, we probably will be doing that. Last time we did this last year, we left it on, but we did it like January. We took it down to like 10%, and we took it down to like 5% or something like that. We took it down in a couple of notches. I don't think we're going to do that this time. It's the last day of the year. We'll probably just go ahead and keep it clean and simple. And tomorrow morning, whenever I get up, I'll get up and have my coffee. Go delete a lot of RMT posts in the forums, and then turn off sales if I can remember how to. But anyway, so if you're going to be buying any crowns, today is the day to go and pick them up. And I need to get some special. Let me get the giveaway going first. Let me stay on target for 1 second. And I doubt Marcus is out there, although he might be out there. Surely it's probably like early morning for him there, but I owed him a song I needed to sing. Maxine is really obsessed with Cats, by the way. She really wants to go see the movie Cats. We continue to hear nothing but creepy stuff about it and how horrible it is. But last thing they were talking about is we watched a review yesterday where they're talking about the creepiness of... I haven't got it up yet. I'm gonna shut up until I get the prize up. See, I still like this little house, this little stone thing here. I'm going to go with this. I know you guys aren't super fond of it. I think it looks cool. And it fits on a town lot. So we'll do the 2-story stone 2-story keep with courtyard townhome. Okay, now you can raffle. Now I can get back to things. But anyway, she's obsessed with Cats, but the review we saw was saying that it's beyond just like the graphics being weird. Has anyone seen Cats, by the way? Anybody? But they were talking about scenes in it where there's like mice in it as well that kind of have like human faces, which would be fine and only sort of creepy, except that then the cats with human faces eat the mice with human faces. Sounds super crazy to me. Yeah, the trailer is just like bizarre beyond belief. All right, and the questions should be piling up here. If you guys want to do any questions on there, I'll probably just be answering questions today. Again, I'm not ready to talk too much more about the Bard stuff than what I've already said. I think you guys kind of know I'm working on that, but let's see. And we'll see. I'm talking to, I think some people saw yesterday. I think you guys saw yesterday the stream probably with El Garion on his last day stream, and we'll see about that. But he is going to be getting a job, or attempting to be getting a job. But anyways, people threw out the idea of I should hire him to make him the community manager. And I think that's a pretty good idea. So anyways, I've at least sent him an email and made him talk to him about the ideas of how that might work, and we'll discuss and see if that's an option. But it kind of sounds like also, the other thing I kept thinking about yesterday, for anybody who watched that stream, he was talking about the beer in Wyoming or wherever he is, Montana, Wyoming, someplace up there. The beer being $20 a case versus $10 a case just across. And I kept thinking like Smokey and the Bandit. Wasn't that the whole premise behind Smokey and the Bandit, was getting like beer from one place to another? A truckload of beer. Yeah, and for those who don't know, he's not just a streamer. He also, he's done a lot for the game in other ways. He runs a couple of the most helpful websites out there for the game. The sodahelp.org and RP Soda stuff. Eastbound and down. Lock it up and smoke it. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go. I don't know the lyrics really. And a short time to get there. What is that song? Eastbound and down, east. See, it's another one of those songs I only know like a little bit. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old Bandit run. So we're coming, Elgarion. Filling up the truck. Cases of beer. Let's see. Oh, Strider has a good question apparently. Strider, so the new streamer program, if you want to send me a message, if you're one of the old streamers, you want to send me a message, I can send you some crowns quotas to hold you over. But it sounds like Ravlox, I put them on the spot on the last stream, and I think they've got a plan that they're going to try and roll out. But again, they're trying to figure out what makes the most sense and what helps the game the most. I think one of the things they're trying to pay attention to is there is some concern that some of the streamers were really, they were give me crowns, and they would stream and they would do prizes, but basically they're just using the crowns to turn that into bits and just trying to generate a profit off of free crowns. Honestly, I mean, I watch streams, but I don't pay attention that much. I'm kind of the guy that a lot of the evil stuff slips by. Okay, not that much evil slips by me. usually I see it and I'm just like, I'm not going to monitor that. But they're trying to figure out what they're going to do best with that. I completely trust both of those people separately and together, so hopefully they'll come out with something soon. It's the start of the year. This is a great time to roll out new stuff. Famosa. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Trick Steve. Thank you, Serial Kid. Thank you, Gold Raven. I'm still coughing a bit. Only when I talk a lot, though. I've just been doing a lot of talking. Also, you should know that I will probably have to, at some point, jump up because the doorbell will ring. I've been going through, over the break, I've been going up in the attic and trying to clean out stuff in the attic. We got a lot of things, old Maxine stuff that we don't need. Yesterday was a crib. Today is... I'll get cough drops in a minute. And then I've got a kid carrying backpack, like a really nice Osprey one. So that's what someone's coming to pick up now. Making the money, yeah. But let's see. I guess I can do some questions. And I don't know what we're doing for this Friday stream either. This is another one where I'm not sure if we're going to have people back. I'm going to stream no matter what. I just haven't seen Star back and responsive in terms of what we're going to do, which means it may be another me and Ravlox streaming it up, doing prizes and answering questions. We will come up with something. Let's see. Where's my question list? There it is. Hollyhock, Stonegate. Hold on. I'll post a snippet here. So the good news is, let me find the good news for you. Reading over this, it's really generic. Actually, I'll do the... I'll grab a few. Let's see, hold on. Now I've got to figure out how to get this visible to you guys. Display capture, how about... hold on, snip. There we go. Let's see if that works. This is for Hollyhock. She was asking about Stonegate. I direct you to this part down here. Apparently, Ravlox is getting his teeth done. But Sanyo did work on the pot stuff that he was behind on. So that I believe that should be done. Here's the problem. Before that can get live, I got to get the patch stuff working. If you've been watching, I've been working pretty much nonstop on for 7 days or something, and I have a build machine that does everything. It's just been one little tiny problem after another. There's one mountain to overcome, which is I wanted to upgrade to the new version of Unity, so you guys can try that out and see if it actually improves any stability stuff. It won't. But we got to try anyway, so we can at least say we tried. But in addition to that, I got build times down to less than half what they were. And but there continues to be one problem after another. The last one was my own fault, is when I set this new machine up, I didn't transfer paid Unity license from one machine to another machine. So I got to go do that right now, or else it's going to be cranking out builds that say this build is poop. Don't play it. But anyways, that's the last one that I ran into. Before that, I ran into a problem with a crazy firewall port something or another that you have to... I posted it on my Twitter. Alright, let me get back and answer a few more questions here. What about piercing, shot, puncture, and purify? All the P's, the 3 P's. Happy New Year. I'm guessing these are questions on balance. That is my plan for January, which starts tomorrow. I will not actually be working on that in January, though. Not until I get the build stuff resolved. Hopefully, oh, please, Lord, just let me get it working by tomorrow. And then, oh, and I've had it crank out builds before. It created builds fine on dev. It's when I moved to QA, we're not allowed to create QA builds on a machine unless I have a license. But anyways, I got to solve this one last problem, and then I've got to do a little more Bard stuff. I've got about 6 bug fixes that I really feel like I have to make, including like, oh god, Tartar is pink everywhere. Sanyo! And then the rest of January and part of February will be balance stuff, which will include looking into stuff like the 3 Ps. The piercing shot, aka one shot you died, sorry. Puncture and purify. Mia Sway, can we get a Sun Moon Life shield spell like the other schools? And that was one, this is actually the original plan for that, for these shields, was the shields would be in the elementals only, because for those who don't know, this is how we refer to it internally. We probably have done a horrible job communicating, but we have like the elemental things, which are opposing the air, earth, fire, water. And then we have what we call the magic trees, which is just confusing because everybody thinks of all of them as the magic trees, but it's elemental and magic. And then the magics are like moon, sun, and life, death. The original intent was to make it so shields were all elemental shields, and each of the elemental shields did something unique, which we do have those. But then also death got a shield that's continues to be a little bit OP, but I'm avoiding eye contact with nerfing it any further right now. But anyway, so the shields were intended to be not be in the magic schools, and the magic schools be more about buffs and debuff stuff. That was the plan. I'm not sure how Death Shield ended up as Death Shield. I think, again, had a few people working on it at the time, so... And it does make sense. That's one of those skills that's used in a lot of games. But so I don't know that we'll get a shield in all of them. As I've mentioned, I do plan on adding 2 spells. And this is not going to be across the board, but in general, it'll be an average of 2 spells and 2 skills to each of the trees that exist now, in addition to the others. I'll try and make sure that's on my roadmap, but I have that as before the 6-month mark of the year, first half of the year. Trick Steve, what is the number one thing turning away new players after a few days, weeks? So the number, I mean, I can kind of give you the breakdown of stuff. When a new player comes into the game, one, it's trying to get them to install it. If you send 100 people to a website for the game, getting even like one of those people to install it is a bit challenging. Now that is if you just send them through generic ads. Now if you have a player who sends some other player through it, they get a better install rate. And that's one of the things that is, as much as I hate Steam in many ways, it's one of the things that's great about Steam, is that removes a lot of that challenge of getting the players to install it. But once they get in there, 50% of the players have, almost 50%, I think it was 47% when we pulled numbers last time, but 47% of the players, roughly half the players, quit. If you know the starting experience now, basically you start, there's a path, there's a log, there's a dead horse, which I'll get into that in a minute, and then you get down to the bridge. Almost half the people quit by the time you get to the bridge. So that gives you an idea. So that is basically, we assume those players, we can go and look at them. A lot of those players are playing on like dual core machines, 4 gig machines, integrated video card machines where the performance is going to be, even in the starting scene, will be unacceptable to them. Once they make it by that, we lose, basically that's half the players are gone then, and then we lose about another 30% of the players before they leave the scene. So if we can get them, if they make it down to that point, they're good. That's one of the things I had. I've mentioned that I have signed up a neighborhood friend to do some shipping, which she actually got some shipping done. Yay, finally. But she's doing some shipping, but I had her play through the game just so she understood what she was, what we did. And that was actually her number one comment, which I guess I'd never thought about, is I can't let the girls watch me play that. And it's like, what? It's like there's nothing in, but yeah, right there in the very first scene, in the very first 100 feet of the very first scene, we have a dead horse. We don't have like dead animals elsewhere in the game, really. So, but anyways, so it's stuff like that. Like probably just gonna go in after that comment and hearing that it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of a turnoff. Like having dead animals is kind of a turnoff to a lot of people. And if that's the first impression we're giving them, and then where else in the game do we have that? Like we have dead bodies, but that's one of those things that they've talked about as a movie concept. Is people are numb to dead humans, like dead humans, yeah, whatever. And that's why in movies, you've probably noticed this, that they had a massive surge about 4 years ago or so of movies where instead of like killing players, there was a lot of scenes and things where they would kill either a horse or a dog. And that's because players or humans have become numb to other humans being killed on film, but they found they got a much stronger reaction killing an animal that people associate with or consider a friend. So having a dead horse right there is horrible. Dead people, that's fine. Dead horse, horrible. So I'm probably going to go rip that out. Yeah, and see, I think this is one of those things, the dead horse thing, it is because they're trying to make it feel like a war-torn scene or like, a scene that's been ravaged by evil zombies or whatever. And yeah, there'd be a dead horse there. And we look for, always looking for ways to make it feel more realistic. And but it is one of those things, having that right there, is torn. And again, obviously, if Richard were on the stream, he'd be talking about how we got to kill some babies and stuff like that. But yes, I am beating a dead horse. But again, we want to let players. The thing we're trying to do is we're trying to get players into the game. If we can get them past the first scene, players who get past the first scene, it actually means something. And the fact that we lose, 25% of the people we lose in that first of that 50%, it's almost certainly performance going looking at them. But there's a lot of people still that we could be capturing, but they're clearly not giving it a chance. Now that may be because they're in the game and they're looking for some level of graphics that is beyond what we offer in our game, and that's a bit more challenging to turn up for them. But again, I'm gonna go remove that. I don't know how I got there. Oh, that was Trick Steve asking what's the number one thing turning away new players. Yeah, and so it's hard to say. Now after days and weeks, you get different stuff. You get players. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go sell a thing. I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to show her how to use the backpack. Click. And I'm doing horrible on giveaway stuff here. So let me do this giveaway, and then I'll give away 2 things at the end. Now that I'm back. I'm sure you guys all did your raffle thing. I did not show her by putting mojito in it. We have a kid carrier backpack. Maxine was a super early walker. She almost walked at 7 months. She was trying to, and she did walk at 8 months, and pretty much was running by 9 months and didn't want to be carried in a kid carrier. So we have this super nice Osprey backpack for kids that we never really got to use. So cleaning out the house. Let's see. I'll answer one question while you guys do the raffle up. I will not get lost and continually talk forever about it. Let's see. Evil Skippy, does diving left or right or doing backflips have any purpose other than looking cool? It does move you, and it does do a teleport type move. I know it doesn't actually look like it, but it kind of does basically teleport. It actually moves you. It's not as fast or as clean or as interruptible as the others. I am going to be putting in some of the balance stuff, and this is one that if you've been on stream with me and List before, he's made me promise and swear and hold up my hand and stuff on stream that I'll be doing it. That it's going to be giving some other buffs as well, so it'll actually serve a purpose and it'll become kind of like a skill. In fact, I've actually looked at taking it from basically adding a tumbling skill that determines the benefits you get from it. Okay, now I'm going to do the raffle. So yes, right now it serves little purpose other than just being a cool looking move or a fancy way to teleport yourself off a cliff and die. Here we go. Kinetic Fed, congratulations, sir. Oh, there I am, sitting. I just saw, I got, at least somebody got in the Friday stream that I missed. Let's see, is Kinetic Fed, is it Kinetic Fed? Yeah, it's Kinetic Fed. Stone, what's that thing called? Stone Keep. No, 2-story keep. Story keep. There it is. Wait, that's not it. That's not it. Courtyard. Let's try courtyard. There it is. Bam. All right, I'm going to put up 2 prizes now, and I will reopen. Let me reset. 2 fabulous prizes. I don't know what they are yet. Well, let's put up 2 fabulous prizes, get the drawing going. You guys excited about the end of the year? I'm not. I have to do taxes now. Yet another thing you'll hear me complain about on some stream of, I would have got bards done, but taxes. Let's see, what kind of fun stuff do I want to put up here? Well, I guess I should be putting up some fireworks. Is there like a fireworks thing? Fireworks, there we go. Is there any like big fireworks packages in here? 500 is the biggest. Let's see. Got new items? Yeah, we need to get some new items out. This is what happens when everyone goes on vacation. Do. How about if we give away some inns? We'll give away an Elven Village Inn and a... I'll tell you what, I'll let you guys choose. Elven Village Inn, Shogun Village Inn, Viking Village Inn, or Kobold Village Inn. Whichever one you want, if you win, I will give you. And Happy New Year to Zol, who just wished me a Happy New Year in game. All right, let's see. We got some more questions here. Oh, I got to check my email and see if I got a reply yet. All right, sounds like we got a new employee starting here. All right, looks like we probably got a community manager. We will be talking a little bit more here. He's got to deal with a few things. As he's mentioned, it wasn't just getting a job. He's got some electrical renovation work to do on his house. But it looks like he'll probably be starting. Maybe you'll see him back streaming next week. We'll see. But I described his job as pretty much what he does now, but then finding time in there also to mix in some forum type stuff, replying to players, just the kind of stuff he does already. Except now we can give him beer money to do it. And also probably doing some Twitter stuff. Just doing a little more formal for us community stuff. I'm going to talk to him. That's one of the things I got to talk to him about is I will probably not make him a GM. I may give him make him a GM and give him GM potions or something like that in case he wants to do stuff like make him the player GM version, but not a full GM. Just because I don't want to mess up the game for him, and I don't think he's going to be doing that much other stuff. But he can also, if he wants to, he can run player events, those type things. But leave him as a non-GM so he can still feel like a player, and leave him more as a player streamer who can, if he wants to, use GM potions. We will see. We're going to talk some more about it, but it sounds like we are in agreement in principle, and he's going to be back with us. And I told him I would also add him to our team chat so he can watch Star yell at me. All right, let's see. Problem fixed. Another new employee. Telling you though, would have been much easier if we could just get a semi truck, fill it full of beer, drive it up there. Who's got a Trans Am? Liz Kimber asks, when's the old Ulfheim coming back? So the good news is, I think we probably still have the old Ulfheim. Actually, now that I say that, let me go look and see if we have the old Ulfheim. I can find out pretty quick. The old version of Ulfheim, that is. We use a revision control software is what they generally call it. Oh, and thank you very much, Oak Gravity. You were probably trying to tell me something that I missed. And Sean Paxler, thank you very much for the 100 bits. Thank you. Only problem is Burt Reynolds is dead. Yeah, maybe a little too much beer. Oh, but let me find Ulfheim and see if I can find the way to get Ulfheim. Oh, and that's a crazy thing. Hold on. I'm looking to see if I can get back the old Ulfheim. What I was going to mention was we'd use revision control software. And this is so when you work on something, it keeps versions of it. So you go and you edit it, and you check it in for the team. So the rest of the team gets the changes, but it keeps revision. So we can always back out, roll back, whatever. But the thing is, these scene files are very large. Each revision of them can be very large, and it can be challenging to keep all these versions. It does do a delta where it only keeps the differences between them and compresses it and everything. We use Perforce for those who are wondering, which is pretty much the best in terms of if you're okay with the usability and how it works in terms of checking things out and the server being authoritative. It's pretty much the best in terms of performance and storage efficiency and stuff like that. I've looked before, and we have in the tens of millions of files and revisions in Perforce, and just goes right along. I had to sync up those new build machines this weekend, and now they have it on 10 gig fiber or 10 gig connections. It was syncing 3 of them and averaging more than a gigabit per second to each one of them. All right, so let's see. That went in about 9, it looks like, 2019. So we got back. Let's see if we can do a diff on this. All right, Liz. So I have some good news. It looks... but anyways, the reason I was mentioning the files are big and they keep big revisions. For a lot of them, we've set they only keep a certain number of revisions back to minimize the impact and the storage use on the servers. But Ulfheim being a later map looks like that, and I never got around to setting it on that map. So it has revisions back to the history. I just went and viewed a version from 2018. So I should be able to get it back. So I will try and get that back for you, Liz. And it's not just you. I think I've seen at least 5 people say, I miss the old Ulfheim. And that should probably be our rule, unless it's a map like what I've done before, where I just go find a map that like no one goes to. No one at all goes to. 0 time is spent there. Even though he made massive improvements to it, you would be insane to say it wasn't better than it was. It is still different than what it was, and also there's some characteristics of the old version that some people liked that I totally get. So I will see about getting that back and making it a different name. Maybe that the old one can come back and be a scene in episode 2. There you go. Then I'll make you spend like $10 or whatever. What do we charge for episode 2? Like, I think it's $19 if you want to go see Ulfheim if I put in episode 2. Because that is still, by the way, if you didn't know, that is our plan. Is we're not the only thing we're really limiting. You'll be able to get to the continent of episode 2. You'll be able to go into any pots that are in episode 2 territory. But you will not be able to get into any of the new episode 2 scenes unless you purchased episode 2. And then again, to be completely open about it, that's probably how it will be until we say episode 2 is done and we're working on episode 3, which will not be... It may be the end of this year. That'd be glorious if it were the end of this year that we said we're done working on episode 2 by the end of this year and had everything we want done. That's pretty much what I have on my roadmap, but we'll see. Let's see. Back to some questions here. Everybody have a good Christmas? I didn't get to talk to you much yesterday because I got on and heard Elgarion was stopping streaming forever. Nonsense. His plan has worked, though. It's an excellent plan of his. Let's see. Ehondas, how come no spiky mage shields that damage attackers? Like death shield or fire shield? I guess what you're really talking about. Well, I mean, that's, yeah. We got some? Yeah, that'd be having one that's just a spiky damage one. I'm trying to think what category that would grow in. Or go in. Let's see. Mia Sway. Oh, God. Any chance we can get a locking action bar soon? This is one that I've moved it to my list now. It's been on Wizard Smoke's list for like a year. But I moved it to my list. My honest belief is I will replace that bar with Lua. With the Lua version before we fix it the other way. We'll see. Let's see. Christ Pallet, how many pots belong to people that don't play, never played? I don't know that one, actually. That's a good question. I haven't gone to look to see how many are empty. A lot of them, it can be difficult to attract people. Believe it or not, I know of at least like 4 people that have pots that don't let anybody else live in their pot. They just wanted to have their own scene. That's not what I would do with a pot, but again, some people are weird. Some people have different needs. They want to be alone and they want to just decorate and build. I think some people do it actually just because they like the story aspect of it. Like they like building, making that part of the story that they want to build a scene that is, their scene that they're building, they have some story behind it. And again, as we get closer to having Quest Online, Inkley coming within this next month, knocking on wood. Actually, the next release is super long. Like this release is super long, so I'm certain it will happen this release. But anyways, having an empty scene where you can go in and build your own quest out, use the entire scene for your own quest generation, quest building stuff, actually sounds pretty cool. Did Felicia Day pledge enough to also have a pot? I don't think she did. I think she may be like a Dev Plus person or whatever. I would give Felicia Day a pot. Felicia, if you're watching right now, and I do have your email, and I guess I could email you. But if you're watching right now, if you come to our game, I will give you a pot. All yours. Wherever you want it. The biggest pot. Bigliest. Let's see. Yeah, it'd be cool to have a pot with her in it, and then we could have another pot with Kevin Sorbo as the governor there. Kevin, if you're watching, Hercules can live in our game anytime he wants to. And if you do, I will no longer do Eddie Murphy impersonations of Hercules, Hercules. Anyways. Red Nexus. How's the work coming along on the spell ideas I sent you a few months back? So I had a few people send me spell or skill ideas, and that is actually, I've got those saved off, but those are going to be used, as I just mentioned earlier. I'm going to be adding a couple of skills and spells to each of the trees over the first 6 months of this year. So they are not gone and forgotten. How much you gonna drink tonight to ring in the new year? I probably will not drink tonight. I know that sounds crazy. I might drink, but we are actually going to a New Year's Eve party. But it is, as I mentioned, it's kind of like Icelandic. Actually, we just found out there's no place that uses that time zone. It's 8 o'clock Texas time is when the party's over. Because we want to take Maxine to it, and the people's house we're going to are super nice and also have 3 kids. So they're not going to be staying up till midnight either. But they're also Mormons, which does not make for a great drinking party, which I'm okay with. Let's see. Are summons still getting an overhaul? Summons will probably get an overhaul. They may get an overhaul in January. We will see. But yes, they especially Taming's is very close to where I want it. I think it needs more flexibility, and it needs a few of the kinks worked out of it in terms of like the creature lag and stuff like that. So they're not all, feeling like they're living in another time zone or something. But I think they're very close, despite what Snug says. They need some other ways that you can make sacrifices to improve them yourself. But they're getting pretty close. Summon pets are not close, and again, need to be closer. So yes. Will Elgarion stream under your banner now? I think we're just going to have him stream under his banner. Again, my goal is I don't want to mess things up. He's done amazing for a long time. If he wants to, I think there's a thing I can do where I can like add him to our stream team or some crap like that. Oh, you know what, Taiki? I never got a reply back on the stream team, the girls stream team thing. You should ping me about that again, because I did actually mail somebody, but I don't think I ever got a response, or if I got a response, maybe it went straight to spam or something. That's the thing I can set up team. But anyways, he will probably stream under his own stream. And also, like I said, maybe we can add him to ours. I'm not sure what good that does him, but he can be like a partner with ours. I guess maybe he can stream on our channel. I don't even know how that stuff works. We'll figure it out. He knows way more than me. Why not make old Ulfheim like a start to the new Ulfheim? Elrond, King of Elves, will there be new mines for episode 2? Yes, they will. As we mentioned, though, episode 2 will probably start off like the, it'll basically start off tier 5 being the lowest thing in the scene, and there'll be a lot of stuff that goes up higher. That's part of why I'm trying to get us out, as I mentioned earlier, the first scene that'll probably come online. New scene other than the episode 2 overworld map, which we gave some sneak peeks of. And I honestly don't know what the situation is on it right now and how much progress it's made, because Travis has been like as sick as you think I am. Imagine how sick I would be if I like smoked or something like that and had even worse lungs. He's like still super sick. So whatever this cold was, I know I'm sitting here still coughing a full month later. But it was not very fun. My belief is we both had flu A and B at the same time, because that's what one of our neighbors had. Here's the cough to prove it. It was bad. Let's see. But yes, Elrond, King of Elves. There will be new mines for episode 2. Liz, I forget if it's Inkly or Inky. I thought it was like Inky. Is it? I don't know. Mr. Chadwick, when I die, can I... Oh, and I'm supposed to be wrapping things up here. Go spend time with Maxine. When I die, can I leave my pot to someone in my will? Will you charge them to have the pot transferred? And Happy New Year. So, yeah, bummer. Happy New Year. If someone dies in game, we'll make efforts to contact them. Contact the, related person if somebody actually... if somebody requests their stuff, we'll try to reach out to them. But that's actually happened a few times, sadly. But, when you got thousands of players who play the game, and sadly some of them pass away, especially with our audience being a little more mature. But we have not had any time. I don't think there's been any of them where we've said, no, we won't give you that. We don't do the whole corporate, we're going to lock that crap up and burn it type stuff. So if that ever happens, you don't need to leave it in your will. That may make it simpler, or just leave information about who to contact or whatever, but I will gladly take care of that, and I have had to do that a few times already. Basically give somebody access to somebody else's lot. Let's see. Trevor Bastion Point. Losing experience when unlearning skills seems extra punishing. Any chance it can be removed to allow use to try new builds without losing progress? Probably not. This is one. Let me go look at our crazy chart. So we have to make money. I mean, if to expand the game, as I sit here talking about bringing on a new community manager, we have to have ways that we bring in money to the game. And that is one of those things that we felt was a pretty fair feeling thing, that we try not to ever charge you for stuff that is just like if you're going to do something. But if we feel like you screwed up and you want to fix something, you change your mind on something, you want to, redo something, then that's something that we can charge you as, make a reasonable charge that doesn't feel pay to win, because if you've done it right the first time, basically you're paying because you screwed up. And that is one of our top seller items. Number 4 is on our top money maker things to keep the lights on and stuff. We don't have lights, by the way, but you know what I mean. Unlearn all skills is number 4 on the top 10 list, and unlearn skill is number 7. So those are things that, as much as I would like to make it so you could try that out, that's one where I recommend, if you want to try stuff out, I'm keeping QA up 24/7. Go into QA and go over there and try stuff out, and you can figure out if it's the right thing to do. That's always a good option. I'm trying to set up a script, so basically us copying data from live to QA, basically pushing the data over, so it doesn't become stale, and we can basically do wipes on QA and pushing new stuff over there. So that can happen with a button click, like pretty much everything else. Right now it is an insane amount of hand work that is extremely stressful and tedious. But hopefully we can get that move to be a script where you click a button in our system and it kicks it over. But anyways, that's usually the best way if you want to go do some experimenting, is just go over to QA, unlearn all you want to, and you don't have to worry about it. And, I think you get like crazy login experience on QA as well. So, and bonus, you get to do some testing for us. Shift PC, problem with QA is that you have to level to get experience. They should give billions of experience. I thought we gave like a ton of experience. Maybe it's only in the hundreds of thousands that we give on login now. Yeah, we should be giving tons of experience on login to QA. I agree with that. I'll go see if I can find the bundle that gets awarded to people on a daily basis and increase that. Yeah, 100 cash. Yeah, that's a lot to some people. That's a lot to a new player, but that is, if you're over there if you're a high level person with 1 billion experience points and trying to try stuff out, that's chicken feed. So Mia Sway, let's see. So there's the two different consumables you can use, the Obsidian Book of Unlearning, and I forget what the other one's called, Greater Unlearning or something like that. But it is, one of them will just do a single skill, that it will unlearn the skill down to the minimum amount and return 100% of the experience. The second one is an unlearn all skills. Now that one has one where you can do, I think you can use it on a skill tree, so you can wipe out an entire skill tree if you're like screw bludgeon. If you're like Anthrax and you're like screw bludgeon and I never want to see that tree again, I'm going to work on something else. You can use it and it'll wipe the tree down to the basically starting values. And the other way you can use it is basically you can do a character reset with it. Quite a few people actually do this, believe it or not. They buy that book and they basically reset their whole character, every single skill tree down to the minimums, and fill up their experience pool, and then you get to go. I mean, it's actually kind of fun. I've done it before just for trial, but I've got so many experience points it never matters. But it's kind of fun because you basically get to go out and you get the, ding, 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 ding. But anyway, so no, we will probably not make those 0 unlearn, just because you do have the option of QA, and again, we have to find, it's really challenging to find ways that feel fair to make money on. And that's one of them that to us, at least to me, feels pretty fair. It doesn't feel pay to win. And it feels like this is like oh, you messed up, so, don't blame us type thing. Let's see. All right, I'm going to answer a few more questions. I'm going to do those giveaways where I'll let you pick 2 different people. We'll see. It may pick the same person twice. If it does, I'll roll over. But pick an N of some sort. Let's see. Ooh, could you set up an account profile? Account profiles up to include a field where people can assign a next of kin or their heir for their game stuff. I know some websites have things like that. That's a good idea. We have some text on there. That's one that will require Taslo, our web guy. And he is currently, he's not on sabbatical. He took a sabbatical for a while. He's back with us. But he just works for us just like he always has, for contract on stuff whenever we ask him and just whenever he feels stuff needs to be done. But he's actually trying to do some things right now to, if you guys, any web guys out there know, there's something called DIN DNS, that's dynamic DNS, that we use for everything. Well, it's a little side project that he's been building, is basically replacing DIN DNS, coming up with an alternative for it. Oh, it's snowing. And he's been working on getting that going, because we do currently use DIN DNS, the Oracle thing, and we're trying to move from that to something else. And he's going to use us as his first victim. We hope it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. It's easy to switch it back if not. But anyways, so he's been working on that, but he's the guy that would probably be the best one to add that, although Ravlox is trying to look into that stuff too. We'll see. Again, I'll probably try to keep Elgarian a little more detached, just because he he is detached in terms of being in a different state. So I don't see him working on that stuff. I'm not even sure what his web experience is. I know he's done some web stuff. But anyways, that's a good idea. That's a nice thing to have. A next of kin. Let's see. Godra, any estimate time frame on when nested pod owners can pick their spot for overworld map selection for episode 2? Last week. That was my original estimate. Again, as I mentioned, we got a lot of excuses going on, but Travis has actually been really sick. And pretty much, again, imagine what I have, but on steroids. And by steroids, I mean the virus is on steroids, not I'm on steroids. That'd be great if I had some steroids to get this down, get the inflammation down, get the coughing gone. That'd be fabulous. But no. He's got it much worse than me. But anyways, it all depends on him. Once he says the map is finished, then Sanyo and I will probably take some quick passes on it. I'll do the grid overlay, which is what we used for town placement and that type of stuff, so that we can actually define the data and entry spots for things. But that should be this release. Surely he is. I consider that absolute top priority. In terms of the things get done, that and Inkley were supposed to be done last release, like by end of year, by today. Let me check my watch. By 9 hours from now. They did not happen, but again, we'll try and get those done soon. So I don't have a good estimate now, but end of January hopefully is a good time frame. Atreon, can we get some kind of... I'll make this my last question, so get your raffling in, and then I'm going to do the raffles, then I'm going to find some nice person to raid. Atreon says, can we get some kind of daily quest XP boost that lets you earn something like 2 million experience points just for adventuring for an hour or two every day without having to constantly hit the same old grind spots? Yes. So that's, again, with episode 2, we're going to be trying to remove the old grind spots. We're going to be trying to replace them. That is another thing, is trying to get people to migrate other places in episode 2, because I'm going to do it. Damn it. I'm going to go nerf UT. And again, I'm not going to nerf it, but I've announced this many times before. I'm not going to nerf it. The creatures' experience will be the same. The speed at which they come out will be the same, but I will be making the creatures more challenging by adding some more features to them to make them a little more... so it's not just a spot where you can have like 6 smokers and have 4 people smoking at a time and 2 guys running everything. All right, let's do that raffle thing. I am looking forward to episode 2 as well. I've already started a little bit on the dungeon room, but again, as you guys know, how many things have I mentioned that I'm working on all at once? Sadly, the stupid build stuff has consumed my soul for the last couple weeks, but I'm absolutely looking for episode 2 stuff and all the stuff that comes along with it, and the getting some people over there and getting players set up. But all right, you guys had plenty of time to raffle up here. Here we go. Closing the giveaway. Bam. I'm going to pick 2 winners. You better be on the stream and respond, because you got to tell me which one you want, which of those village inns. I pull up the village inns for you so you can see. Anything on this page that has the name inn in it. You can have any of those guys right there. Got it? Here we go. You ready? Drum roll. Drum roll. Bam. Gaylord Hammer Throw. Congratulations. Now, Gaylord, you must choose Kobold Village, Viking Village, Shogun Village, Elven Village, Gothic Village. We will wait with bated breath. He's probably watching somebody else's stream. Or drinking. All right, well, we're not going to wait for him. He can come back and tell me what he wants. If he doesn't respond here in the next 10 minutes or so, I will probably just, we'll vote. What do you think? Maybe send him the, what's the worst one? He wants the Gothic? The Gothic or the Haunted Gothic? Give him the Gothic. Okay, I'm going to give him the Gothic. All right, let's see who's player number 2 here. He is at work. Okay, that's pretty much what I figured. Poor guy. Let's see. Here we go. You ready to pick winner number 2? Coming up. Bam. Red Nexus. Oh, you ask a lot of questions today. Look, you ask questions, earn the karma points, you get in the, you win the thing. And also, I'm not setting these to no trade, so if you know these people, come on, Red Nexus, you were just here asking questions like 30 seconds ago. You should suck up to them and see if you can buy it off of them cheap or something. Don't give them money, though. Pay them in crowns or something. Or gold. All right, well, I'm sending Gaylorn Hammerthrow, the Gothic. Red Nexus, who was here up until just now. He's like got in some of the very last questions on the stream, too. Need larger ends. We do. Oh, that's an exciting thing I keep forgetting to tell you guys about. We haven't had enough streams, and I in short attention span and get distracted easily. But if you guys recall, that's one of the things I'd said along with killing the RMT, RMT in the forums. Another thing that we're going to do is get rid of big pledge things. So I will be making the official announcement. I said I would do this a while back, but I was begged by Damon on the team, our head artist guy, to not expire the Lord of the Isle stuff until he had the house done. And actually that's when Travis was trying to do it, and Travis was pretty much insanely underwater. And that was kind of beyond his skill set. He basically, that set of art was not, it's one of those things that looks great in the editor, but it's really not usable, and it had so many problems. But Damon has spent the last, basically his Christmas break, working on that and getting that cleaned up, performance optimized, materials migrated, stuff baked together, doors hooked up, deco surfaces done on a freaking massive Lord of the Isle mansion. But the good news is, after doing all that work, when he was doing it, he was setting it up so we have it set up by pieces so we can build out more stuff with that set. So that actually, the reason we got that set is to make it a starting point that a lot of the stuff for episode 2, we like that set and we're going to use that set. So we did a stream on that a while back. But anyways, you can look forward to the Lord of the Isle house finally being done. When that's done, which will be this month, one, we can deliver it out to all the existing Lord of the Isle guys, but 2, we'll update the Lord of the Isle package, and I may go ahead and do that like this week, but we'll set probably a 60-day expiration from whenever that goes live, and we'll probably keep that Lord of the Isle mansion, the castle size one, is only for Lord of the Isles, but we'll probably release some like a city and a town sized version using that same set that's in the same style, just a quarter the size or an eighth the size, because that thing is freaking massive. Oh, did somebody get back? Kabold. Oh man, they were trying to give you the Gothic, man. And Red Nexus, I never heard from him. All right, well, hopefully he'll get back. Kabold coming up. Yeah, they said you were probably at work working. Irish Eyes had mentioned that. Let's see, coming right up. Gaylorn Hammerthrow. But anyways, let me get you guys sent over to a streamer who doesn't just stare at walls and answer questions all day. Gaylorn Hammerthrow, you sir, get a kobold in. There you go. Bam. Grats. Sent. All right. Well, Red Nexus will have to get back to me on that. I don't even know if I have. Is he Red Nexus? Red Nexus? No. How about Red Space Nexus? Nope. All right. Well, he's gonna have to get back to me and tell me who he is and which one he wants. Guys, again, thank you so much for the stream. I need to go make that post saying that the big post will be coming on Monday after I have more time to talk to the team about it. Actually, I'll probably say next week. Once I have more time to talk to the team about it. You guys heard a lot of the stuff that's going to be going into it. Basically, the plan for increasing player counts is going to be to continue doing advertising. I did have a few players tell me that they actually saw ads for the game. Yay! Just not enough to really drive people in. Improve the starting experience a little bit, tiny bit. And continue focus on improving the game, which not only will get more players in the game because fewer players will leave, but also will help you guys. It's what we should be doing. Financially, we can survive as we are on things without expanding the user base. We just can't expand the team much, although we did just expand it one person today, apparently. But again, just improving the game, making the game better is where we have to go. It's for so many different reasons. It's what you guys need. It's what we really need to grow the game, and then grow the game slowly over time. It's the challenge is it grows it slowly over time. Growing at 50 people, 100 people a week is kind of a slow rate. So again, grow it a little bit. Once we get it up a little bit more, we can probably do a little higher spend than the money we're spending right now. And again, the other thing is just the changes we've made. It's kind of funny. It's one of those things I rant about on our internal chat, as Ravlox is seeing, and probably now somebody else will be seeing, Algarion will be seeing. But our Steam reviews over time have slowly been rising, and we've been in the 60 and up to, I think we were up to like the 74% at one time. I mentioned that at one point in like some forums, like talking about, and I wasn't like, haha, take it. I just mentioned like, players, we've been trying to work, we're being as honest as we can, the players, blah, blah, blah. And it's been showing our Steam reviews have been rising, and we're up to like 70% or something like that. As soon as I did that, next thing I know is 7 new players went and downvoted the game on that day. So again, it's one of those things, and the person there accused me of organizing upvoting campaigns, which I've never done. I've never even thought about doing. I try to avoid eye contact with that stuff as much as possible, but it's kind of funny because the thing they accuse me of is the actual thing they do the other way, which is they organize downvoting campaigns, which there's been some on Reddit. There's been some in there, like people go downvote it. I mean, it's crazy. But anyways, frustrating, but welcome to the internet. Let's find somebody to raid. Who is streaming? Oh, we got Torque, we got Skeggy, we got Serial Kid. Serial Kid, who is this person? I'm going to check them out real quick and see. It seems like they might be doing something. Oh, it looks like Sagewise is already over here. I haven't seen Serial Kid. I mean, I like the other two guys tons, but I think we're probably going to go with Serial Kid just because I haven't seen him before. I like to reward these new streamers as well as the old streamers, but we'll help this guy out here. Stream quality's a little off, but that's fine. Anyways, let's go raid that guy. Give him a follow if you don't know him. He looks like a new streamer for us, but he's obviously not new to the game. He's fighting a troll here on the stream, and he looks like he knows what he's doing. So, and the thing to do with trolls, of course, is to stand under their skirt, under their kilt, and stab them repeatedly. He's doing it with a pitchfork. That's probably a pretty good fork, and that's good visual standing under the troll, under his skirt and stabbing him. Best way to kill anything, probably. Oh, is that Serial Noob? No. He is Serial Noob? Josiah Thunderton. All right, well, anyways. Here we go. Rebranding. All right. Well, we're going to give him a rate anyways. Yeah, it looks like his bit rate on his stream is not fabulous, but not bad. And he looks like he knows what he's doing. So let's go give him a rate again, guys. Thank you so much. Oh crap! I forgot to do any specials today. I meant to do some specials. Maybe I'll do a special tomorrow, and we'll leave the sale up through at least tomorrow, so I can give you guys one last chance at a special. But again, thank you so much. Thanks for all the support. Excited to have a community manager, it sounds like. And I'm sure Elgarion is happy to have some beer money. But guys, again, thank you so much. Have a happy new year. Be safe. And let's go.